Stanley Tam already serves as a staff member at St. John Vianney Church. But after the ordination at the end of May, he'll be able to add deacon to the long list of jobs that he already does for this church.
The secrecy, the maintenance, the cleaning, whatever they need.
At the end of this month, Mr. Tam will be ordained a permanent deacon alongside 18 classmates. Deacons preach the gospel and can preside at baptisms, weddings, and funerals. Permanent deacons often take on this role after other life vocations, like marriage and fatherhood. Mr. Tam says that it took him over a decade to listen when God asked him to become a permanent deacon.
15 years ago, I was introduced to join the program, but I refused. So I keep on working on the things, but I think that, you can feel the emptiness. I think God is keep on calling us. It's a matter of willingness. If you're willing to do it, I think, He will keep on calling you, and then until you answer His call. God is keep on asking us to be His tool, to be His part of the helper, to help people for the salvation.
One of Mr. Tam's classmates, EUGENE Cassidy, also says he took a long time before following God's call. Mr. Cassidy was raised Catholic but drifted away from the church and eventually ended up joining a Protestant church. He was leading Bible study groups there when he finally discovered the truth of Catholicism. It was then that he wanted to come back to the faith of his youth.
As I became convinced that these doctrines that we believe as Catholics are really rooted in Scripture, that's what brought me back. Now, it's a lot more than that. We have the sacrament, we have the Lord giving Himself to us in all of the sacraments, but especially in Holy Communion.
Mr. Cassidy came back to the Catholic Church in 2005. A few years later, he felt that God wanted him to have a role in the church, but he knew he couldn't be a priest because he was married with 2 daughters. While reading the diocesan newspaper, The Tablet, he learned that married men can still be ordained permanent deacons.
I didn't know there was such a thing as deacons. I just thought there's priests, bishops, and that's it, and I can't be a priest, so this calling that I feel is gone. I'll have to serve in some other way. And then it was while reading in The Tablet, the call. I think it was the class of 2011 they were forming, and I heard about the call, I read it, and I said, wait, this is the call. This is where I could further serve the Lord. And so I discerned, and I was told at that point, you're not back in the church long enough. Take a few more years to discern. I did, and I applied, and here I am now.
Both Mr. Tam and Mr. Cassidy emphasized that yes, God is calling them, but God is calling everyone, each in a unique way. We just have to listen and answer that call. Reporting for Currents, I'm Katie Breidenbach.